main topic today. So let's go over to our topic screen and check out what is our first main topic today. Well, our first main topic today is this.
So Noah, as I was saying, we both had the 40X experience now, and we both had it. I don't know how this happened, bro. But somehow we both seen Antman in 40X for our first time,
but not
even though we are states away from each other at this point. We were still able to make it happen. And I just want to say,
I really enjoyed and dug the 4D experience. As I've always said, movies are definitely evolving into this more of an event, amusement park ride type of experience. And this is the ultimate version of that, I would say. So yeah, quickly, I just want to say 4DX is great. I really enjoyed it a lot. And there was lots of things about it. In fact, we should do a whole separate thing about that, and we will later. So let me jump into my thoughts on Antman after seeing it again now, this time in 4DX. First time I seen it, I felt, first of all, I had lots of theater issues. The Dolby
AMC was unable to get going, so they had to take us into a different theater, but it was smaller. The sound was terrible. Terrible theater experience. I did come away with a free AMC guest pass for my terrible experience, but I'm an AMC A-list member, so if you're a fan out there and you want a free movie ticket and you're in the local area, reach out to us here at Screen Talk Live, and I have a free movie ticket for you. But other than that, I just felt really like it was mediocre. I felt a lot like everything Marvel's been doing recently has just been very mediocre for me. And going to this 40X, theater, while we were down there visiting Shelley Duvall to see this Antman 3,
I will say that I had a lot better experience. I also, seeing it in 3D, I think really made the CG and a lot of the movie look a lot better. When I see it in 2D, sometimes it looked really bad. But in 3D, surprisingly, it was like a whole different kind of movie, to be honest with you. Obviously, all the other things were the same. The plot lines were the same. I was still disappointed that we're not really pointed in any direction other than like Kang, lots of Kang. But yeah, I would say this time around,
I actually enjoyed it a little bit more. I definitely don't think it's deserving of a 47, whatever it is, percent on Rotten Tomatoes. The fans got it in the 80s, mid-80s, I believe. I think that's more accurate. And you know what? To be honest with you, if we had a 4DX theater, Noah, I would go out and I would see this
movie again, to be honest with you. But here locally, where we live, I don't have that 40X option, even though it's like $25, by the way, for that 40X ticket. But still, I want to go see it again now. But no 40X. So I probably won't see it again. But yeah, I'm going to say this time around, I'm going to give it a thumbs up, surprisingly. And I don't know. I'm in the pantheon or in the what we've had from Marvel in the last year or two, honestly, this may be up there. Honestly, I think this may be better than as a movie, as an event, as an experience. I think it may be better than Thor and Doctor Strange and even maybe Wakanda Forever. So I actually enjoyed it a lot more the second time around, and I'm glad I had a chance to see it the second time. I will say, maybe it's the 4DX that makes me lean this way, but hey, it is what it is. We do have 2 out of theater reviews for it up too, for me and Lucas, so make sure you guys go check that out. But Noah, you had a chance to see it a little bit before me and 40X. First, give me a little bit quickly of your 40X experience and your thoughts on that experience, and then, what are your, thoughts on Antman?
Well, first, I definitely would have never even known about 40X Theater if it weren't for you, and I just think it's so crazy how we really did end up seeing our first movie was the same movie and see in 40X, but we were just states apart, and it's awesome. I mean, it's sad, but it's awesome. Like, it just shows that sure, the bond is still there, and with that being said, it was great. I'm very happy that it was my my first 40X movie. It was very enjoyable. I think I might have enjoyed the movie itself a little bit less had I seen it not in 40X for the first time. I mean, I was still really excited for it, and I'm a really big Jonathan Majors fan. I watched Lovecraft Country, which if nobody's seen that while you're waiting for the rest of Kang, go watch that because he is incredible and he's the lead, and he just carries the hell out of that show. But it's on HBO Max. But anyways, it was great for the most part. There's definitely parts of it that were a little bit odd, but I really like. I tried to be optimistic about a lot of things. Like I even liked, in a weird way, I liked Modak or whatever.
And I love that.
Yeah, and I love the fact that it was the villain from the first Ant-Man. Like that was, and he was hilarious. He was like, look at me, I'm a big head.
Right.
Like, it was awesome, and it was crazy that
but
he died so fast. My friend,
I'm such a big dick.
Guy that it's such a big dick. Yeah, that was the best moment. I watched your review on it, and I remember when you said that. Like I was like, that absolutely was the best moment of the movie. That was 100% the best moment of the movie. And it just like it's
never too late to stop being a dick, guys. Don't you forget that.
It's just it made me it made me happy that like obviously like we're in the throes of like the next big villain, and like it's really as much a Kang movie as it is an Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. It's just Ant-Man and the Wasp and Kang.
Right. No doubt.
But which I did love, but this is a spoiler review, right?
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
Open spoiler, so spoil it up.
It was a bit odd that the Conqueror died. That is the
very weird
one thing. Leaving that, I was like, it was odd. I will say I do appreciate a bit the chaotic approach that has come to Kang so far. Like when we first seen him, he was the man who remains, or he who remains.
Yeah, he who remains.
You know,
he was great,
and he was
that.
great.
It was awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the next time we see him, he is the Conqueror, like the one we see, and like when his stance when he's always like this, and oh my God.
So me and Lucas kind of have this theory that maybe he who remains, when he died, Kang the Conqueror version, seen the timelines were splitting, and he decided, okay, since he who remains isn't here anymore, I must take on this. Since I'm the Conqueror,
right.
I can kill us all. So I am going to take on the he who remains role.
Right.
And I think the Council of Kangs banished him. They were in some way. I think they used the Avengers, because there's lots of talks of they and them. Yeah, in that end post credit scene, they're like, that means they are getting closer.
Yeah,
they're touching the time. Well, they're talking about the fucking Avengers, man. They're talking about talking about the Fantastic Four. But either way, they're. I got look. You can't see, dude, but I got goosebumps all over my arms.
Fantastic Four, for sure.
I am ready to see this stuff, man. I'm so tired of these little hints and teases and all this stuff. I'm ready to see something, man. Give me a character. Give me Reed Richards somewhere.
But that's why I loved Ant-Man, is because like they introduced Kang first, and like I think that Kang is going to be. I think they're gonna go with the route of him being a descendant of Reed Richards. Like in the comics, Kang is.
Well, he is. Well, because he becomes.
And sometimes he's.
And that's something we talked about too. He becomes Iron Lad. Like he becomes a version of Iron Man and becomes a good guy. And so the Conqueror version that we've seen, and there's the questions too of did he die, or is there like a further quantum?
Well,
because look what happened to.
I don't think that he did. I think we can assume he didn't die, if we're being real, but that does make
Darren, right?
Right.
Darren
makes him into another Darren. Yeah.
Darren?
It is Darren, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that part where he lowers down and he's like, my old mentor, and he's starting to talk, and he's like, Darren? Oh my God.
Oh.
What happened to you, man?
Oh my God, so great. You happened to me.
Right. Yeah, and probably one of the greatest lines of the whole thing was, as he was dying, he looks up at Scott and he's like, at least I got to die an Avenger.
Right.
And Scott's like,
I knight you. You're an Avenger.
You're in. You're in.
Yep, you're in.
You're in. MODOK died in Avenger.
Man.
I seen some stuff on TikTok where people were like, MODOK was low key there with the Avengers all the time, and there's
Avenge
like all
the Fallen.
these. There's
Avenge
like all
the
these
Fallen.
shots of different like MCU moments with the Avengers, and they've added MODOK into them.
Yeah,
and it's like that's great.
My favorite, my friend, the guy I went to the 40X with, he sent me a meme of the remember the posters from Endgame where it was like Avenge the Fallen, but it was MODOK.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
shit
was so funny. That was so funny.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was kind of bummed when
I was too.
died. I mean, it was also hilarious. All the fact that his head was so big, the amount of like coughing up he was doing, because his head's so big.
Lungs
That
were not comparative to that for sure.
That was really good too. But yeah, MODOK was great. That was probably the best part of the movie.
The scene where he was, I can't remember exactly what was happening, where there was like a bunch of different Scotts and the fucking.
Oh, that's great. I call that the Family Guy scene, right? Because it's very reminiscent of when Stewie and Brian.
Sure. Go back to the pilot.
Yeah, for sure. And they have to there's so many versions of like one of the Brians is dead. Right? That's the Baskin Robbins, Paul Rudd.
That was.
They do it 3 times. They hit him with the third one is when he's climbing up. The Baskin Robbins was like, and again, as a father with a daughter, love the father-daughter moments. The fact that all of the Scots wanted what they, as mangled and dumb as they all were, they all had one goal, and once they realized it, they started to come together, like get him up to the top. We gotta get Cassie. We gotta get. I thought that was great.
It was. Oh yeah, and I thought honestly, I thought of you during that scene, like just like how like powerful how powerful fatherhood is.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
It completely changed a man. I mean, he was like a thief before. Like,
yeah.
And it's great because he just like he lost that time. He was trying to be a changed man, and he like literally trying to save the world lost 5 years of his life. Yeah. And then he's trying to deal with it. Now she's grown. She's him. She's a little him.
Well, there's that scene, in
Endgame
where he finds his own missing person's poster, and then runs to the house. And she comes out, and there's only one line there, and it made me cry like the 48 times I watched that movie. And she comes out, and Paul Rudd has all these tears strolling down his face, and he puts his hands on her face, and he says, "You're so big." And it's just such a great moment.
Right, because he's Antman too.
Right,
and
exactly.
Right. For sure.
And then his lines with the book, to bring it all together,
And then when she got big, oh my God, I'm so glad you said that, because when she got big, he goes up, he's like, "You're so big now. You're so big now." Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good callback. That's a great callback.
For sure.
Wow.
I overall, like I said, I enjoyed it a lot more this second time around. So thumbs up, thumbs down, world. No, what are you saying?
I said thumbs up out of the theater.
Is it better than the Eternals?
I mean, definitely better than the Eternals. That's the only Marvel movie I don't like.
We almost couldn't have you on the show.
It's incredulous that it's below that movie. Like it's unfair. It's unfair.
For sure.
It's better than Thor: Dark World. I would say there's quite a few movies
it's better.
Above. I mean, definitely the last Wakanda Forever.
I think it's better than Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
For sure,
Yeah, for sure.
And definitely Thor. Yeah,
the 4 or whatever. Yeah. But guys,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. But guys, you guys are hearing this. Our thoughts, Ant-Man 3. What'd you guys think of Ant-Man 3, man? Did you guys love it, hate it? We could go on. We could have a whole hour-long episode talking about all the real spoilers and stuff like that. But just wanted to give you our quick little thoughts on it. So definitely let me
say one thing about the 40X while we're on it still.
Uh-huh.
So the best part about it, hands down, is they have little vents in front of you, and then vents in front of you, and the vents in front of you squirt water at you, and they'll just like squirt air at you, and it's awesome. Like I kept thinking it throughout the whole time. This is so great. At one point, I mean, maybe I was just really invested in the movie, but I swear every time Michelle Pfeiffer came on screen, it sprayed a perfume, because suddenly the whole theater smelled nice, and like I felt like I was like in the same room as Michelle
we even
Pfeiffer.
had a moment where like an explosion happened in the room filled with smoke.
Right. Oh yeah, they did that for sure. They did that. But Lucas put his coat on his vent in front of him, so he missed all of that.
So he missed this.
He missed all of that. Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, guys, like I was saying,
Do 40X.
let me know your thoughts on Ant-Man 3. Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below.